The sequel to the Sonic the Hedgehog film was released in the US on April 8, 2022. Getting mostly positive reviews, the film grossed over $365 million worldwide, making the Sonic cinematic universe arguably one of the best video game cinematic universes of all time, surpassing the likes of the Angry Birds film franchise and the Detective Pikachu film. This now gives Sonic the opportunity to be at the very top of the video game market once again. From being a direct rival to Mario, to overtaking Mario, to being one of the most revered, imitated, and satirized characters in the video game industry, to now having two of the most successful video game films of all time, it's time we look at the origin of Sonic. Like, how did he get so blue? Where was Sonic born? And who's his father? Okay. Maybe I'm asking too many questions. Just play the intro. Now, throughout the Sonic series, very little is ever mentioned about Sonic's life before he was a superhero. Going back to the questions I asked earlier, why is he blue? What is his date of birth? Who is Sonic's old man? Well, Sega, of America, and mainly a woman named Madeline Schroeder, known as the mother of Sonic, had the answer to these questions way before people were even asking them. In 1991, Sega created the Sonic Bible, giving a first look at the Sonic backstory we all know today. Let's do a quick backstory for the backstory. In 1991, during the production of the first Sonic the Hedgehog video game, Sega of America had little to no knowledge and exposure of anything Sonic related, so the team came together to create a sort of character handbook/manual to establish the definitive Sonic backstory known as the Sonic Bible. The book was continually revised during the development of the first game, with many different drafts all sharing similar common ideas of how Sonic became Sonic. The book was never officially published and released by Sega, but in 2009, Dean Sitton, a former Sega employee who actually came up with the name Ivo Robotnik and various members of the Badniks, released 3 versions of the Bible on eBay: Early Version, Draft 1, and Draft 2. Later on, a user named Nemesis purchased these copies and released them for the community. Now, this Bible is confusing, and I mean that in the way where not everything in this Bible can be taken and thrown into the Sonic timeline. For example, in the Bible it states that Sonic never met his father because he, and I quote, died after falling into a gurgling, festering vat of toxic waste dumped in a nearby pond. Oh boy, now as terrifying as that sounds, it can't be true, because if you Google Sonic's dad, it's revealed that Jules Hedgehog is father of world-famous freedom fighter and hero named Sonic the Hedgehog. Now that fact comes straight from the comics, and let's get into that. The backstory that's established in multiple drafts of the Sonic Bible was not used in much US material other than the Sonic promotional comic in 1991. However, it was heavily featured in British publications that were featured after the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 video game was released. The book Stay Sonic by Mike Patton contains text that relies heavily on information found in Draft 2 of the Bible, almost word for word. This Stay Sonic publication would become the basis for Sonic the Comic, which ran from 1993 to 2002, and we would also see the story of Dr. Robotnik, as told from the Bible, later be reused in Martin Adams' Sonic novelization series that ran from 1993 to 1994. Now, as for what's stated in the Bible, Drafts 1 and 2 more closely resemble early Sonic canon that was eventually established in books like Stay Comic and the French comic series Sonic Adventures. But my favorite version is what's known as the early version, and it goes a little something like this. Try to bear with me, this story is kind of all over the place. So you have Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Sonic's original given birth name is Sonny. Oh yeah, and he's brown too. Yeah. So Brown Sonic was born on Earth in the early 21st century. No specific year is ever stated, but Sonic definitely was a 2000s kid, as stated in his own Bible, which is weird because Sonic was supposed to be an embodiment of the edgy 90s attitude, so to have him not even be born in the decade he's based off of really makes you wonder if Sonic is a fake 90s kid. Talk about someone who was born in the wrong generation.
Surely I, a 15-year-old boy, can't be the only one still listening to 80s music, right?
Anyways, Brown Sonic and his mom live underground in Hardly, Nebraska, which I don't think is a real place. There's a Hardy, Nebraska that has a population of like 200 people, but no Hardly, Nebraska, which is stated to have a population of 1,226 in his own Bible. Moving on. While living underground, Sonny's mom tells him all about his deceased father. You know, the one that died, and I quote, after falling into a gurgling, festering vat of toxic waste dumped in a nearby pond. This is literally only brought up once and never again touched on for the rest of the book. Apparently growing up without a father figure would have a huge effect on Sonic, as his father would be the main inspiration for why Sonic wanted to be a hero in the first place. Although it's never really stated what his father did to be a hero. They just connected the two characters with nonsense and emotion, then called it a day. As Sonny grows up and begins to run more and more in the outside world, he gets scouted by the local track team coach and is encouraged to join the team. Sonny joins the team, becoming a track star, but by the wintertime, Sonny must quit the team because of the coming hibernation season. Literally, his mom makes him quit the team. She's just like, no. Anyways, it's during this hibernation season that we first meet Dr. Kintobar. While drilling into the earth looking for chaos crystals, which are kinda just like infinity stones, Dr. Kintobar runs into Sonic and wakes him up from his hibernation. He then shoots Sonic with a ray gun that gives Sonic the ability to speak and understand the human language. Dr. Kintobar takes a big liking to Sonny. Noticing his potential and intellect early on, Kintobar sort of adopts Sonny and becomes a father figure for Sonny. While doing research on how to get the final Chaos Crystal, Kintobar builds a treadmill for Sonny, and naturally, as Sonny hops on and starts to run increasingly fast, he eventually breaks the sound barrier, and then shortly after reaches the speed of light itself. Kintobar stops the treadmill, and when Sonny steps off, it's revealed that Sonny's quills have changed from a brown to a blue color because of the immaculate speed, thus giving birth to the iconic Sonic look we all know today. This process is also known as the Cobalt effect. I highly recommend looking it up. Kintobar, noticing the change in colors that occurred in Sonny's quills, he decided to rename Sonny as Sonic. Years go by as Sonic grows up in Kintobar's lab. The day comes to introduce Sonic to the Chaos Crystals. Kintobar has already gathered all but one crystal and informs Sonic of his plans on how to use the Chaos Crystals to eradicate all evil on Earth. Sonic was on board with Kintobar's plan, even feeling that he somewhat owes it to him. Randomly, and very coincidentally, radiation just begins to appear in the lab. Sonic takes cover, but Kintobar rushes over and tries to save his Chaos Crystals. Kintobar is too late when the radiation is spilling into the room. The evil Chaos Crystals mixes with the radiation and a hard-boiled egg, causing Dr. Kintobar's appearance to drastically change to something far more sinister. He then changes his name to Dr. Robotnik, which is just Kintobar backwards. Suddenly, and due to the evil Chaos Crystal, Dr. Kintobar's new objective is not to eradicate evil, but now to advocate and put forth a plan for world domination. Sonic eventually escapes the lab, taking with him other animals that were used as experiments by Kintobar, thus forming the freedom fighter group we all know and love, and the rest is history.